Hey guys, this is a quick video on the Mercury retrograde. We are hitting the Mercury retrograde come March 5th. We just started the shadow period February 19th. Now, for all you guys wondering what a Mercury retrograde is, it's pretty simple. Just the word retro itself. Retro means to go back, you know? So retrograde means to go back. So what happens is Mercury is actually traveling in the sky, in the universe. And what happens is it's getting further and further away from the sun as it's going forward. When it hits a retrograde, it basically means that wherever Mercury is, it's going backwards now. Like it's orbiting backwards, getting closer to the sun. And when that happens is Mercury is a planet of communication. So as Mercury is moving forward, so is communication. It's clear. There's no miscommunications in it. But when Mercury starts to go backwards, that's when you have a lot of misunderstandings and miscommunications. Again, I want you to look at Mercury as a planet of communication. So basically something in a sense where you have your phone. And as the phone, you're messaging something to someone, right? This is just an example. The other person won't get the message while Mercury is going backwards, getting closer to the sun again. And why does this happen? I don't know, to be honest with you. I would love to find out why planets go retrograde and go direct and they station where they are. Because right now Mercury is actually sitting in Pisces and it's at the last degree in Pisces, ready to move into Aries. And which is basically funny because everyone is ready to move forward, you know? Everyone has gone through their, you know, circumstances or situations. They've gone through looking at their old patterns. Everyone's gone through, you know, hopefully letting go of things that don't serve them anymore. And as you're, you know, moving into Aries, Mercury moving into Aries, you're ready to make, you know, moves. You're ready to communicate. You're ready to, you know, not hold yourself back anymore. And just when you're about to do that, Mercury is going retrograde on the 5th. I just think it's really funny, which makes me really think in the sense where, like when I look at the universe, when I look at the world itself and I look at people, it kind of reminds me of a big joke, you know, like in the sense where it's like a show going on, you know, like I feel like sometimes we're entertainment for, you know, the heavens, because sometimes the things that happen, it's like, wait a minute, I was about to move forward. Why are you stopping me now? And easy. The reason why we do get stopped and the reason why Mercury goes retrograde is basically for us to stop and reflect back on everything that we created, everything that we put intent in, you know, everything that we asked for. It's kind of asking us, you know, at the last time, at the last gate basically, or at the last checkpoint before you move forward, is this what you really want? Is this what you want to move forward with? Did you check everything? Did you, you know, dot your I's? Did you cross your T's? Did you take care of all loose ends before moving forward? During times like this, a lot of people break up. A lot of people feel that, you know, they no longer want to continue a relationship with someone, or they sometimes feel that the job that they're at is no longer serving them. So here comes the Mercury retrograde asking you the final time, you know, before you make this decision, do you really want to do this? Are you going to be okay moving on without this? And most of us are going to be okay and we're going to move forward. The ones that are going to have a problem is, to be honest with you, are going to be the ones that are holding on to things that they should have let go of. You cannot bring you cannot bring old things into new situations, and that's what Mercury retrograde is about. For us to go back and reflect and figure out what is it that we don't want to bring with us moving forward as Mercury goes into Aries. That's basically my understanding of it and how it's my perspective of it and how I was taught. The good thing about it is that it actually helps you get to that clarity that it's been fogged up this whole time. You know, like if you've been asking yourself which one to choose, which one is the best one. If your vibrations are high, the higher vibration situation or person will come towards you, which will be absolutely wonderful. But if your vibrations are low, this is where Mercury kicks in and going retrograde, and you kind of go in reflective mode in the hermit stage, and you kind of ask yourself, what do I need to do to heighten up my vibration so I can attract the good that needs to come into my life? There's a couple of things that I always keep in mind for myself when I go through the Mercury retrograde. Thank God, God bless, that it doesn't bother me that much because I know what's coming and I know what's happening. A lot of times during the Mercury retrograde, you'll have old people come back into your life. Old situations come back into your life. Old lovers, old relationships, old flings, old crushes. And this is basically to ask yourself, or to, you know, yeah, to ask yourself, do I want this? You know, do I want this back? How did this person treat you? You know, how were they with you? Was it negative? Was it positive? Were they draining you? Were they filling your cup up? Those are the things that you're going to have to find out for yourself. Like, you're going to have to ask yourself that. Because what happens is, a lot of times, Mercury going retrograde, I feel like, is in a way God saying, you said you're over it, but are you really over it? Like, I'm going to bring this back into your life, and I want to see how strong you are. So we do two things. We either take those situations back, and then we have to go through the karmic cycle again, or we have to go through the whole situation again in order to learn. Or what we do is we say, no, I learned my lesson. Last time I checked this situation out, it brought me nothing but heartache. I want to move forward without heartbreak anymore, or heartache. And that is basically what Mercury retrograde does for you. It illuminates and it brings to surface all the things that were going wrong, all the miscommunications. And then a lot of times, people who break up during a retrograde, it doesn't last too long. Again, because, you know, Mercury is going crazy, going backwards. What happens is, like, you know, when something, you're downloading something and then all of a sudden, you know, you shut the computer off, and then when you like open it up, you know, you didn't finish the download. That's what happens in this sense, where you were trying to come to the conclusion of something, and here comes the universe, throws a wrench in your progress just to test you, okay? Just to test you, test to see how strong you are. And for some people, it's to see how strong you are to, you know, have your soulmate come in. Because sometimes what happens is, a lot of us will be holding on to the past, but yet we still want to sit there and we want a romantic soulmate. But you have to get rid of the past in order to grab your future. You can't sit there and daydream about the past, but wanting the future as well too. You have to pick. And that's what Mercury retrograde is all about, where when it goes retrograde, going backwards, it's basically asking yourself, do I really want this? You know, what did I get out of this last time? Do I want this in my life again? That's one of the things that Mercury does. The other things that Mercury retrograde does is, yeah, it messes with your electronics. Phone may not work, you know, cameras may not work, laptops may, you know, like be off a little bit, messages may be off, you call someone, they won't get the call, starts a huge fight, you text someone that you're showing up late, they never get the text message, and it's all communication, because this is technology of communication, and Mercury is the biggest planet standing in communication. Like Jupiter is expansion, Saturn is karma, Neptune is past karma, Pluto is destruction, Mars is war, you know, so Mercury is communication. That's why Geminis are very good at communicating, because Mercury is ruled by that. Gemini's ruler is Mercury. Why are Sagittarius so optimistic? Why are we constantly expanding and growing or getting into different things? Because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, the planet of expansion. Why are Capricorns so rigid? Why are Capricorns so like grandma, grandpa-ish? You know, they're always so responsible. They're always so on time. Bills are always paid. Because Saturn is the most mature planet. That's their ruler. So in a sense like that, Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, which is also the ruler of communication. So going into the Mercury retrograde, just a couple of tips for you guys. Don't panic. That's number one. Keep doing what you've been doing, but just keep in mind and be mindful and be aware that the words that are going to be coming out of your mouth, the other person that you're telling them to may not take it the way you mean it. You could be saying something, but to them it sounds like a completely foreign language. Like they think you're coming from, I don't know, maybe you're being rude to them when you didn't even mean to be rude to them. It's just the way that you answered. That's the communication miscommunication it causes. The other thing I would say, be mindful of heavy ticketed items. A lot of times we go out and we buy these things that we really think we need. Later on to find out after March 28th, when Pisces, Mercury goes direct into Pisces again, moving into Aries, you're going to feel like, why did you buy it? You know, you're going to want to return it and you're not going to be able to return it. So I always tell people, don't buy anything like major. Don't start major relationships. Normally they don't last during a retrograde. Very, very rare. But there are certain retrogrades that it lasts and certain retrogrades it doesn't. Like Venus retrograde that we had in Scorpio, some relationship lasted. You know, some things actually worked out because that's how the universe needed to play it out. During Mercury retrogrades, I would say be very wary of going into a relationship. I would just say take it slow. Take it very slow during this time, because usually what you think is happening is not happening. Again, that miscommunication where you could be thinking that, you know, this person likes you a lot or whatever, and it turns out they don't. They ghost you, or they tell you they don't feel the same way. That's Mercury retrograde. All relationships ending and starting should be taken care of after the Mercury retrograde. Traveling plans can get fudged up a lot during Mercury retrograde. What else can happen? I'm trying to think what else. Mainly miscommunications, a lot of travel delays, a lot of delays in communication, a lot of delays with things moving on, a lot of delays with things getting off the ground. And again, it's all in good favor for us, because as we're rushing towards something, because sometimes we get this momentum that we've been doing so good that, you know, nothing can hold us back. And that's when we start to trip, you know, because we start to underestimate all the things around us and the people around us. We think we know everything. We think we're fine where we are. But that's why I always tell people, don't get comfortable. Change is the only thing that's constant, okay? Eckhart Tolle said that. Change is the only thing constant. Things are always going to change. Energy is always changing. People are always changing. Feelings are always changing. So that's why it's very, 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 very important, guys, to just stick in there. Raise your vibrations as high as you can, with affirmations, with prayers. Listen to good music. Stay away from sad music, because sad music will bring your vibrations down. Being very honest. If you want to listen to sad music, do what you want, but I personally think it brings your vibes down, where it kind of makes you think of things that you want to get over. All right. Why sit there and pick a wound when it's already been healing? And this is exactly what Mercury retrograde is about. It's about going over your wounds, seeing if they healed properly, and if someone is coming around to pick on them again and to reopen them again, it's up to you to say yes or no, okay? I personally feel if a wound has been healed and you're no longer crying about it, or you're no longer in pain over it, it's best to just leave it the way it is and move forward. Usually reopening wounds only leads to more emotions. And as you guys are going to see, I uploaded the videos for Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. The main thing I constantly said was, don't let emotions don't let emotions control your judgment, or cloud your judgment, actually. Yeah, don't let emotions cloud your judgment. There's one thing to be angry and to be upset and to take actions because you feel you're in the right. But just remember, during those emotions, you were angry, you were upset. At that point, everybody is against you, right? So just kind of like tone back, just reflect a little bit. And during this Mercury retrograde, just hang on, just have fun, and don't even think about it. Just don't buy anything expensive. Don't do things that you normally wouldn't do. Don't jump into a relationship. Don't jump and sleep with someone. Don't, jump and get married to someone during this time period. I would say just wait and see how you feel after March 28th. Even 2 weeks after that. You want to get a haircut? Just hang on. Wait till after the retrograde, women, because you may not like the way it comes out. And again, other than that, I hope you guys stay safe. And next up is going to be Mercury in Aries, which is going to be after March 28th. And that's going to be the next episode, all right? So till then, dun, 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 right? Thank you, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification button and the like button. And go ahead and leave any comments at the bottom if you have any questions about the Mercury retrograde. Again, Mercury is going backwards and getting closer to the sun. As it's getting closer to the sun is exalting Mercury, meaning it's kind of frying it up a little more than it usually is. Mercury's always thinking, always communicating, always, it's like the air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. They're constantly thinking. During this time period, these guys are going to be even more in their head. So if you're dating one, just give them their space. Just understand that it has nothing to do with you. They're just going over their feelings and emotions of how, they want to move forward. And if you're the lucky person that they want to move forward with, be happy and move forward. If you're not that lucky person, just keep in mind, you know what? Things change. Energy changes. And if it's not them today, it could be someone better for you tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. Love you. See you next time.